My mother stole $8,000 from my savings and claims I owe her more. I'm 28F, and I think I'm losing my mind. My mother just told me I should be grateful she only took $8,000 from my savings account because I owe the family much more than that. I need to know if I'm being dramatic or if this is as insane as it sounds. 2 years ago, I moved back into my childhood bedroom to save for a house down payment. My mother, Linda, 52F, seemed supportive initially. She's a retired teacher who runs online craft workshops now, and my dad, David, 55M, is an accountant who travels constantly for work. The arrangement seemed reasonable. I pay $800 monthly rent to help with household expenses while they cover the mortgage on their 4-bedroom suburban home. At first, everything was fine. I handled my own laundry, meals, and kept my room clean while Mom maintained common areas. I was working 45-hour weeks as a marketing coordinator and slowly building my savings. I felt like I was finally getting my life together after some rough years in my early 20s. Then the chores started creeping in. "Maya, since you're home, could you start dinner for everyone?" became a nightly expectation. Deep cleaning bathrooms became my weekend duty. Mom's craft supplies somehow became my organizational responsibility because I'm good with systems. Grocery shopping for the entire family landed on my shoulders because I'm already out running errands. 8 months of this gradual expansion, and I'm basically running the household while working full-time and paying rent. When I tried to push back, Mom hit me with the guilt artillery. "You should be grateful for the deal you're getting on housing costs," she said, arms crossed in that way that made me feel 12 years old again. "Family contributes to family, Maya. I thought I raised you better than this." I thought I was contributing. $800 a month plus unpaid household management apparently isn't enough contribution for someone saving to move out. The worst part, I started questioning myself. Maybe I am being ungrateful. Maybe this is normal family dynamics and I'm just being selfish. Maybe I should be doing more since I'm living in their house. But then I calculated what I'd pay for a 1-bedroom apartment with utilities, and it's only about $200 more than what I'm paying now. Plus, I wouldn't be anyone's unpaid household manager. When I mentioned this to Mom, she just smiled that tight smile and said, "Well, Maya, family is about more than just money, but if you want to be transactional about it, we can certainly reassess your living situation." I don't know what that means, but it felt like a threat. The house has become this weird tension bubble where I'm walking on eggshells about everything. I can't leave dishes in the sink for 5 minutes without hearing about responsibility. I can't decline a family dinner without lectures about priorities. I can't even order takeout without comments about wasting money that should go toward my house fund. "Maya, you're spending $12 on Thai food when there's perfectly good leftovers in the fridge. How do you expect to save for a house with spending habits like that?" Meanwhile, Mom orders craft supplies worth hundreds of dollars monthly for her business that barely breaks even. The irony is suffocating. I feel trapped in this weird limbo where I'm treated like a child, but expected to function as an adult household manager. I'm 28 years old, paying rent, working full-time, and I need permission to use the washing machine if Mom's doing a craft project that requires the utility sink. Am I being unreasonable? Should I just suck it up and do the chores? I feel like I'm going crazy, and I don't know if this is normal family dynamics or if something is seriously wrong here. Holy shit, you guys. Your comments gave me the courage to stand up for myself, and now everything has exploded. I should have listened to the people who said this was just the beginning. Mom escalated hard after my post. She started opening my bank statements out of parental concern about my spending habits. When I confronted her, she didn't even deny it. "I'm worried about your financial decisions, Maya. You're living in my house. I have a right to know if you're being responsible with money." That's when she discovered I've saved $45,000 for my house fund. Her entire demeanor changed from concerned parent to calculating predator. "Maya, you have all this money sitting there while your family struggles with home repairs. Don't you think you should contribute more since you benefit from living here?" The home repairs turned out to be Mom wanting to renovate her craft room with professional storage solutions and better lighting. Not exactly emergency maintenance. I refused. Big mistake. Enter my Aunt Karen, 49F, and her unemployed son Tyler, 24M. Mom invited them for an extended stay without consulting me. Tyler moved into the basement temporarily, but contributes absolutely nothing while eating my meal prep and leaving disasters in the kitchen. When I complained, Mom said family helps family and I need to be more generous. "Tyler's going through a rough patch, Maya. We all need support sometimes. I thought you'd understand that." Tyler's rough patch involves playing video games until 3 a.m., leaving dirty dishes everywhere and using my expensive skincare products. When I put my toiletries in my room, Mom accused me of being petty and unwelcoming to family. But wait, it gets worse. Mom started scheduling my weekends without asking. Helping elderly relatives became mandatory. Working her craft fair booths became expected. Babysitting Corinne's younger kids became my responsibility. Maya, your grandmother needs help organizing her medications. You're going Sunday afternoon. Maya, I need you at the craft fair Saturday. Corinne's watching the booth with me, and we need someone to handle transactions. Maya, Corinne has a job interview Thursday. You're babysitting the twins. When I refused weekend duties, Mom gave me the silent treatment and started complaining to extended family about my selfishness. Suddenly, I'm getting texts from cousins asking why I'm being so mean to my mother and whether I've forgotten how much she's done for me. The manipulation campaign was swift and effective. Family members who barely knew the situation were lecturing me about gratitude and family loyalty. Maya, your mom just wants to spend time with you. Why are you being so difficult? Maya, family comes first. Your mom sacrificed so much raising you. Maya, you're living in her house. The least you can do is help out. The final straw, Mom started monitoring my social media and commenting on everything. My dating life, my career posts, my friend hangouts. She's creating public embarrassment while claiming she's just being supportive. Last night she commented on a photo of me at a work happy hour. Maya, I hope you're not spending your house money on expensive drinks. Remember your goals, sweetheart. My coworkers saw that. My boss saw that. I looked like an irresponsible child being monitored by her mother. I'm documenting everything now. Screenshots, dates, witnesses. Something tells me I'm going to need evidence. Tyler's been here 3 weeks and shows no signs of leaving. Mom keeps hinting I should pay for house improvements since I benefit from the updates. And she started making comments about how I'm hoarding money while family members struggle. Maya, you have $45,000 just sitting there earning minimal interest. Meanwhile, Tyler can't even afford his own place, and I'm struggling to make my craft business profitable. Don't you think family should help each other? I think she's planning something bigger, the way she looks at my bank statements. It's not concern, it's calculation. Last week, she asked detailed questions about my bank account setup, which branch I use, whether I have online banking, whether I keep my statements in my room, all framed as financial planning advice from someone who cares about my future. I'm scared, guys. I'm genuinely scared of what she might do next. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. My mother stole $8,000 from my savings account. I discovered it yesterday when checking my balance before making my monthly budget. $8,000 gone. When I called the bank, they explained someone with account access had withdrawn it for emergency home repairs. Account access. An old joint account from my college years that I never closed. I completely forgot it existed, but Mom remembered. She'd been planning this. I confronted Mom immediately. Her response will haunt me forever. Maya, that wasn't stealing. That was collecting back rent for utilities and food costs you haven't been paying. You owe this family much more than $8,000. She had spreadsheets. Calculating my true cost of living at home, including her estimate of food, utilities, internet, and household management services she's provided. According to her math, I owe them $23,000. You've been living here practically for free while hoarding money. I'm tired of watching you be selfish while your family struggles. The spreadsheet was insane. She'd calculated the cost of every meal I'd eaten, every shower I'd taken, every hour of electricity I'd used. She'd assigned monetary value to her time spent managing household logistics and providing emotional support. She'd even calculated depreciation on furniture and appliances based on my usage. When I threatened to call the police, she laughed. Go ahead. It was a joint account, completely legal. And while you're at it, explain to them why you're threatening your own mother over money. Then she launched a family-wide manipulation campaign. She called my aunts, grandparents, and cousins, explaining how ungrateful and selfish I've become. How I'm attacking her over money while she's been supporting me. Her version of events was masterful manipulation. According to Mom, I'd been living rent-free, refusing to help with household expenses and hoarding money while family members struggled. She painted herself as the long-suffering mother who finally had to take action to teach me responsibility. Her social media became a passive-aggressive nightmare. Posts about children who abandon their families and forget their upbringing. Quotes about gratitude and family loyalty. Memes about entitled millennials who expect everything handed to them. The comments from relatives were brutal. Linda, you're such a patient mother. Some children just don't appreciate what they have. Hang in there, Linda. She'll understand when she's older. You did the right thing. Sometimes tough love is necessary. Sunday, she scheduled a family intervention dinner. 7 relatives showed up to pressure me to apologize and contribute more financially. Uncle Mike actually said, "Maya, your mother sacrificed so much for you. The least you can do is help with household expenses." I sat there, surrounded by people I love, being told I'm selfish for wanting my own money back. They genuinely believed I was the problem. Aunt Karen nodded sympathetically. "Maya, your mom just wants what's best for you." Learning to share resources is part of growing up. Cousin Sarah added, "Maybe you could set up a payment plan to help with household costs. Your mom isn't asking for much." When I tried to explain that I'd been paying $800 monthly rent plus doing unpaid household management, they dismissed it as not real contribution because I wasn't covering my true costs. When I threatened to move out, Mom played her final card. "Maya, I'll claim you as a dependent on taxes and report your savings to the IRS as unreported income. You have no idea the legal trouble you could face." Then she called my workplace. My workplace. She told my manager she was concerned about my mental health and asked if I'd been performing poorly due to family stress. "I'm worried about Maya's emotional stability. She's been making some concerning financial decisions and seems very angry lately. I just want to make sure she's getting the support she needs." My manager, bless her, shut that down immediately and told me about the call. But the damage was done. My professional reputation was now tied to my mother's manipulation campaign. I'm sitting in my car outside a 24-hour diner at 2 a.m., afraid to go home. I've been researching apartments on my phone, but I'm terrified about what she might do next. She has my social security number. She knows my banking information. She has access to my mail. She knows my work schedule, my friends' names, my dating life. She could destroy everything I've built. The woman who taught me to ride a bike and helped with homework is systematically destroying my life because I won't give her more money. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I got here, but I know I need to get out before she takes everything. I'm writing this from my new apartment. I have keys in my hand and my mother can't touch me anymore. Your comments saved my life. Seriously. The advice to consult professionals immediately gave me the roadmap I needed to escape. I met with a financial advisor and attorney Tuesday morning. The attorney confirmed Mom's account access was technically legal due to the old joint account, but her tax threats were complete bullshit. She can't claim me as a dependent while I'm paying rent and living independently. My savings aren't unreported income, they're documented employment earnings. The financial advisor helped me understand how to protect my assets going forward. We discussed credit monitoring, account security, and documentation strategies for potential legal action. Wednesday, I opened a new account at a different bank and transferred my remaining $37,000. The bank representative was incredibly helpful, explaining security features and helping me set up alerts for any unusual activity. Thursday, I found a 1-bedroom apartment and put down a deposit. The landlord was understanding when I explained I needed to move quickly due to family issues. She even waived the usual 60-day notice requirement. Friday, I gave my parents 30 days notice in writing, delivered via certified mail. Mom panicked. The woman who'd been calling me selfish and ungrateful suddenly realized she was losing both my $800 monthly rent and her unpaid household manager. She attempted reconciliation by offering to return the $8,000 and promising to respect boundaries. "Maya, I was just trying to teach you about family responsibility. I'll give the money back. We can work this out." Her desperation was palpable. She offered to reduce my rent, eliminate chores, give me more privacy. She promised to stop monitoring my social media and interfering with my personal life. Too late. I was done. Dad returned from his business trip Friday night to find the family in chaos. When I explained everything, he actually supported my decision to move out. "Linda, this has gone too far. I've been uncomfortable with how you've been treating Maya, but I avoided confrontation. That was wrong of me." Finally, someone in my family acknowledged this wasn't normal. Dad revealed he'd been receiving complaints from relatives about Mom's behavior for months. Apparently, she'd been using similar manipulation tactics with other family members, and people were getting tired of it. "Your mother called your cousin Jessica 5 times last week, trying to get her to pressure you about money. Jessica finally told her to stop." Extended family dynamics started shifting when I provided documentation of the financial violations. Screenshots of Mom's social media posts, bank records showing the unauthorized withdrawal, witnesses to her manipulation tactics. My cousin Jessica privately revealed Mom tried similar control tactics with her when she lived with our grandparents. She made me feel crazy too, like I was selfish for wanting independence. She convinced half the family I was ungrateful when I moved out. Other relatives began sharing their own stories. Aunt Karen admitted Mom had pressured her to let Tyler stay indefinitely. Uncle Mike revealed Mom had asked him to lecture me about family responsibility. Cousin Sarah confessed she'd felt uncomfortable at the intervention dinner, but went along with it because Mom was so convincing. Moving day was last Saturday. Friends and coworkers helped me pack while Mom alternated between crying and rage. She kept insisting I was abandoning family and would regret this decision. "Maya, you're making a huge mistake. You'll be back within 6 months begging for help. And when you do, don't expect the same generous arrangement." Tyler's still in the basement, by the way. Apparently, my departure didn't inspire him to contribute to household expenses. Dad's now dealing with the reality of supporting a freeloading nephew without my rent contribution. I'm writing this from my own kitchen table, in my own apartment, with my own bank account that no one else can access. The silence is incredible. No guilt trips, no assigned chores, no manipulation. For the first time in months, I can breathe. The $8,000 is still missing, but my attorney is handling that. Mom's been avoiding his calls, but we have documentation of the unauthorized withdrawal and her admission that she took the money. I'm documenting everything for potential legal action. Every text message, every voicemail, every social media post. Building a case for harassment and financial abuse. For the first time in 2 years, I'm excited about my future instead of dreading my daily life. 3 months later, and I'm a completely different person. I'm thriving in my apartment. I've learned crucial lessons about financial boundaries and family manipulation that I'll carry forever. Mom gets minimal information about my finances, career, or personal life now. Strict information diet. She initially continued attempts at control through guilt calls and flying monkeys, but I maintained consistent boundaries. Every conversation was recorded, legal in my state, and I documented every manipulation attempt. "Maya, I just want to know how you're doing. Are you eating enough? Are you lonely? This apartment is costing you so much money." "Mom, I'm fine. I'll talk to you next week." Click. The guilt calls escalated for weeks. She'd call crying about how much she missed me. She'd call angry about my selfishness. She'd call with fake emergencies requiring my immediate attention. "Maya, your grandmother fell and needs help. You need to come home right now." When I called Grandma directly, she was fine and had no idea what Mom was talking about. The most surprising development. Dad started setting his own boundaries with Mom. He insisted on couples counseling and threatened separation if the controlling behavior continued. Apparently, my situation was his wake-up call about Linda's manipulation patterns. "I enabled her behavior by avoiding confrontation. I let her control you because it was easier than dealing with her anger. I'm sorry, Maya." Our relationship has improved dramatically. He acknowledges his role in the dysfunction and actively works to prevent Mom from manipulating family situations. He's become my ally instead of a passive bystander. Dad also handled the Tyler situation. Without my rent contribution and household management, supporting a freeloading nephew became unsustainable. Tyler was given 30 days to find employment or alternative housing. He chose alternative housing. Extended family dynamics shifted completely. Other relatives recognized Linda's patterns and began setting their own boundaries. Aunt Karen actually thanked me for showing her it was possible to say no to Mom's demands. "I never realized how much she was controlling our family interactions until you stood up to her. Now I see the pattern everywhere." Cousin Jessica revealed Mom had been manipulating family relationships for years. She'd call different relatives with different versions of the same story, creating drama and forcing people to choose sides. Uncle Mike apologized for participating in the intervention dinner. "Your mom was so convincing, I genuinely believed you were being ungrateful. I'm sorry I didn't get your side of the story first." I'm dating again without family interference. I met someone wonderful through work, a graphic designer named Alex who respects my boundaries and supports my independence. We've been together 2 months, and Mom doesn't even know he exists. I received a promotion at work, no longer stressed by constant household drama. My performance improved dramatically once I wasn't dealing with daily manipulation and guilt trips. My manager commented on my increased confidence and focus. I'm saving for a house purchase again, this time with complete control over my finances. The account is at a bank Mom has never used, with security features she can't bypass. I'm on track to have enough for a down payment by next spring. The best part? I'm genuinely happy. I wake up in my own space, make my own decisions, and live without constant criticism or manipulation. I've rediscovered hobbies I'd abandoned, made new friends, and rebuilt my self-confidence. Mom eventually sought therapy after realizing her behavior damaged multiple family relationships. She's beginning a slow process of acknowledging her control issues, though progress is minimal. The therapist says I have boundary issues and need to work on respecting other people's autonomy. I don't understand why wanting to help my family is considered a problem. We maintain limited contact with structured visits and clear boundaries. I see her every few weeks for 2 hours maximum, always in public spaces. She's not allowed in my apartment. She doesn't have my address. Maya, I miss having you around. The house feels empty without you. Mom, I'm happy with my life now. I hope you can respect that. She's learning that love doesn't require accepting manipulation. Some days she respects boundaries, other days she tests them. But I'm no longer the confused, guilt-ridden person who questioned her own reality. The legal situation resolved favorably. My attorney sent a formal demand letter, and Mom returned the $8,000 rather than face potential criminal charges for financial abuse. She also agreed to cease all contact with my workplace and stop monitoring my social media. To anyone dealing with financial manipulation from family, document everything, consult professionals, and trust your instincts. You're not selfish for wanting control over your own money. You're not ungrateful for refusing to be someone's unpaid household manager. You're not obligated to fund other people's lives because you share DNA. Family should support your independence, not sabotage it. Real love doesn't require sacrifice of your autonomy, financial security, or mental health. The house fund is now at $52,000. I'm looking at properties next month, and this time no one can access my money without permission. Finally, I'm building the life I want instead of funding someone else's control fantasies. For those asking about Tyler, he moved back in with his mother after Dad gave him the ultimatum. Apparently, Karen wasn't thrilled about supporting her adult son again, which created tension between her and Mom. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Several people have asked about my relationship with Dad. It's complicated but improving. He's working hard to make amends and has been consistently supportive of my boundaries. We have lunch once a week, and he's learning to have a relationship with me that doesn't involve Mom's manipulation. It's been healing for both of us. To the person who asked if I feel guilty about breaking up the family, I didn't break anything. I just stopped enabling dysfunction. The family is actually healthier now that everyone's forced to deal with Mom's behavior instead of using me as a scapegoat. Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, but it's necessary for real healing.